He showed everything, every trade, every token, every dollar in MetaMask. 200,000 fans watched him turn screens into gold. Then, coordinates under the keyboard and silence. 26 days. Basement. Masks. $50 million vanished. When he escaped, the markets had already moved on. He became a ghost. One that someone is still hunting. The screen lit up with a roar that shook the digital world, a tidal wave of excitement crashing through the internet when Mark Shreyder, a 35-year-old ex-Wall Street shark with a sharp jaw, piercing blue eyes that glinted with ambition, and a cocky grin that owned every room he entered, transformed into the undisputed crypto king, showing millions how to rake in $80. Zero in a single day with a flick of his mouse and a wink to the camera that felt like a personal challenge. His YouTube channel, dubbed King of Alts by a legion of starry-eyed fans who treated him like a guru, pulsed with live trades. His portfolio flung open to 200,000 subscribers hanging on his every word. Every move a bold flex from his sleek New York loft overlooking the Hudson, its floor-to-ceiling windows framing the city's pulse, the skyline a glittering crown of steel and light that reflected his rise. He ditched the pinstripes for hoodies after 2020, trading the sterile hum of stock exchanges for the wild frontier of Bitcoin and altcoins, his predictions cutting through the noise like a laser. His gains dazzling a $200,000 plunge into a volatile token, doubled in 24 hours with a cheer that echoed through his streams, a video hitting 5 million views, the comments exploding with awe, emojis raining like confetti. His voice a beacon in the chaos. Fame erupted like a supernova, a blaze that lit up his world. Ferrari purring in his underground garage, its red gleam a status symbol polished to perfection. Lunches with venture capitalists in midtown steakhouses where steak sizzled on grills and deals were sealed with firm handshakes. Rooftop parties in Manhattan with neon lights bouncing off skyscrapers, champagne flowing in crystal flutes that caught the moonlight, models laughing under the stars. His name a whisper in crypto circles that turned into a shout heard from Brooklyn to LA, a legend in the making. He thrived on transparency, every wallet move a public spectacle that fueled his legend and drew in the masses. His MetaMask wallet flashing on screen with green numbers climbing like a heartbeat, hardware wallets gleaming like trophies on his desk next to a half-empty whiskey glass that caught the light. His confidence unshakable as he narrated each trade. With a smirk, his voice booming through live streams. This is how you win, folks. While subscribers typed frenzied questions, their faith in him absolute. Their screens glowing in basements and offices alike, from Seattle to Miami. His loft buzzed with energy. The hum of monitors a constant drone that filled the air, the clink of coffee mugs punctuating his rants. The scent of roasted beans mixing with the city's distant honks, and the faint tang of metal from his trading rig. His charisma drawing in traders from Tokyo to Texas, his open book style a badge of honor that set him apart in a world of secrecy. One night, after a live stream bragging about his latest score, $160,000 profit on a risky altcoin that sent his chat into a frenzy. The screen filled with dollar signs and clapping hands, he stepped onto his balcony. The city skyline glittering with 1,000 lights, the crypto charts still buzzing in his mind, the cool breeze a reward for his hustle, the stars above a silent audience to his triumph. The night air carrying the faint hum of traffic below. The next morning, he walked out, designer jacket slung over his shoulder, confident stride echoing in the hall, his cologne lingering like a signature, his phone silent. The door left ajar with a faint creak that broke the stillness, his keys dangling like a forgotten promise, the loft eerily still with the monitors dark. Panic hit his followers like a shockwave, the crypto world buzzing with theories. Was this a stunt to hype his next move? A marketing ploy gone wrong? Or had the king been toppled by a force he couldn't see? The streets of New York swallowed him, the Hudson's waves lapping quietly against the piers, the morning fog rolling in, leaving a void where his empire once shone, his absence a mystery that gripped the internet. Hashtags trending like wildfire, where mark a rallying cry. Days passed. His socials frozen mid-post, his last video looping him laughing, the Ferrari's engine revving, the crowd cheering through the speakers, his grin frozen in time while detectives combed his loft, finding nothing but a half-drunk espresso growing cold on the counter, its cream is sinking, a scribbled note with coordinates tucked under a keyboard, its ink smudged by nervous fingers, the paper creased from haste. His subscribers rallied, hashtags like #WhereIsMark lighting up Twitter, their posts a mix of panic and devotion, the crypto market dipping as rumors swirled of hacks, rival traders with grudges, or a dark web hit ordered by jealous whales. The blockchain a silent witness. I watched it unfold, a friend from his Wall Street days, my gut twisting with every update. The loft's silence haunting me had his openness been his downfall. His fame a beacon for trouble in a world where shadows lurk behind every trade. The city's noise drowned his story, the Hudson reflecting a man lost, the crypto charts flatlining, the neon signs dimming, but no one knew the truth. The king's crown slipping into shadow as the world waited, breathless. The coordinates a silent clue in the chaos, a thread leading into the unknown. The darkness swallowed me whole when I, Mark Shreyder, the fallen crypto king once crowned in New York's neon glow, clawed my way back to consciousness, my head throbbing with a dull ache. Dry blood crusted on my face like a grotesque mask, the air thick with the stench of mold earth, and a faint metallic tang that clung to my throat. My hands, wrapped in rough bandages stained with rust-colored streaks, ached from unseen blows delivered in the haze of my capture. My body slumped against a cold concrete wall that bit into my back, the silence broken only by the relentless drip of water somewhere insane, a rhythm of despair that echoed in the cavernous space. The world I'd ruled, New York's skyline piercing the clouds, the Ferrari's roar vibrating through my garage, the $80,000 days flashing on my screens faded into a nightmare, my phone ripped away. My watch stripped from my wrist, the coordinates from my loft leading me into this trap. A snare I hadn't foreseen until the hood was yanked off my head. A voice cut through the gloom, low and mechanical, stripped of humanity. We need access to your wallets, to Binance, to your seed phrases, its tone flat, demanding, the words bouncing off the walls like a judge's verdict, the sound amplified by the dampness. My pulse quickening in response, I lay there, disoriented, the basement. A prison of shadows that swallowed the corners, its concrete floor slick with grime that stuck to my torn jeans, my designer jacket reduced to rags, my hoodie damp with sweat and fear. The chill seeping into my bones as I tried to piece together the blur of my abduction. The kidnappers emerged, masked figures in dark hoods that hid their faces, their movements precise like clockwork, no screams, no wild threats, just a cold efficiency that chilled my spine. Their boots leaving faint prints in the dust. You lead a public portfolio, don't you? One asked, his voice muffled behind the fabric, holding a tablet with my latest trade screenshot, the green numbers mocking me. The timestamp from last week's livestream a stab to my pride. We see where you enter, where you hold, where you store, another added, tapping a ledger with my token buys, my MetaMask history scrolled out. My hardware wallet details etched in black ink, every move I'd flaunted on camera now a weapon turned against me, my stomach dropping as the realization hit like a freight train. My transparency, my pride, the very thing that built my $50 million empire, had painted a target on my back, my fame a beacon that guided them straight to my fortune. My life now a bargaining chip in their hands. The game began, a psychological gauntlet designed to shatter my will. The days blurring into a haze of isolation that stretched my sanity thin, the basement's dampness seeping into my bones, the walls glistening with moisture. They locked me in a cell, its iron bars rusted and cold to the touch, the single bulb flickering overhead, casting shadows that danced like specters, the sound of dripping water my only companion. A maddening pulse that drilled into my skull. Nights stretched into eternity with unexplainable noises, distant clanks of metal, muffled voices that might have been arguing. A rhythmic thud that could have been a heartbeat or a hammer striking stone, each sound twisting my mind, my thoughts. Racing to Chloe, my lost love whose face faded with each hour, then to my wallets, my freedom, a lifeline I clung to in the dark. Every evening, a masked figure returned, his boots echoing down the corridor, the sound a drumbeat of dread, asking, "Where are the USDT?" His question a blade slicing through my silence. My resolve a shield that weakened as hunger gnawed at my stomach, and exhaustion blurred my vision, my eyes straining in the dim light. They knew my patterns, my trades, my habits, pieced together from years of live streams where I'd bared my soul. My openness a gift to their meticulous planning, that now haunted me. You bragged about that $160,000 win, one sneered, showing a clip of me laughing, the chat cheering with dollar signs and clapping hands, the footage a tool to taunt me. My pride a chain that bound me to this cell, the screen's glow a cruel reminder. I fought to stay sharp, recalling passwords in my head, the seed phrases a lifeline I repeated like a mantra, but the isolation wore me down, my body weakening with every stale breath. My mind fraying at the edges, the cold seeping deeper. The leader, a tall silhouette with a calm voice that carried an eerie authority, stepped closer one night, his mask glinting under the bulb's flicker. Give us the keys, and this ends. His offer a temptation that dangled freedom, my $50 million stake hanging in the balance, the words a siren's call in the darkness. I clenched my jaw, my heart pounding against my ribs, my breath fogging in the chill. Was this a path to freedom, a chance to see Chloe again, or a deeper trap laid by hands I couldn't trust? The basement's chill deepened, the question lingering. Like a shadow, my fate teetering on a razor's edge, the drip of water a countdown to my decision. The darkness stretched into an endless void after 26 days, my mind a fractured mirror reflecting a broken man when I'm Mark Shreyder, the crypto king reduced to a hollow shell. Lost all sense of time, the damp basement a tomb where day and night blurred into a single oppressive haze that pressed against my skull. My body, gaunt and trembling with every shallow breath, leaned against the rusted iron bars of my cell, the concrete floor slick with grime that clung to my torn jeans. My hands raw from clawing at the walls in futile rage, the weight of my $50 million empire lost to the masked captors pressing down like a physical force, a burden that crushed my spirit. The leader's offer, give us the keys, and this ends, lingered like a poison seeping into my veins, my seed phrases a secret I guarded with every ragged breath. The USDT they craved a lifeline I refused to surrender, my resolve a flickering flame in the gloom, its light dimming with each passing hour. Exhaustion blurred my vision, the flickering bulb above casting shadows that danced like taunting specters across the damp walls, the drip of water a maddening pulse that drilled into my skull. Until a crack of light pierced the darkness. One of the guards, his mask slipping to reveal a scarred cheek, left the door ajar, a sliver of hope or a cruel trap, my heart racing with the chance, my pulse a drumbeat of desperation. I staggered to my feet, my legs weak and trembling, the cold seeping through my torn hoodie, the bandages on my hands unraveling. As I gripped the bars, the fabric falling away to reveal bruised skin, my mind screaming with adrenaline that surged like wildfire. Was this a setup, a test to break me further? A ploy to lure me into a deeper snare, or a rare mistake in their precision? I had no choice. Every moment in this hell had chipped away at my spirit, the chants of my captors echoing in my memory, the psychological games twisting my thoughts, the hunger that gnawed at my stomach like a living thing, all pushing me toward this moment, a gamble with my life. I slipped through the door, the hinges creaking softly like a whisper of freedom. The corridor had a tunnel of uncertainty, the air heavy with the scent of oil, rust, and a faint trace of gasoline. My footsteps, muffled by the damp floor, the sound of my own breathing loud in my ears. The basement stretched out, a labyrinth of concrete and shadow, its walls marked with graffiti from past captives, the distant hum of machinery a guide through the darkness, my breath shallow, my body aching with each step, the memory of my New York loft a distant dream of glass and light. I navigated the maze, my hands brushing against cold walls slick with condensation, the silence broken by the occasional clank of metal, a pipe shifting somewhere, my heart pounding as I reached a rusted staircase, its steps uneven and slick with moss, the metal groaning under my weight, each creak a potential alarm. The air grew fresher, a hint of pine drifting in, carrying the promise of the outside, and I pushed through a heavy iron door, its hinges screeching like a cry, spilling me onto a deserted lot and old power station, its skeletal towers looming against the night sky, the ground littered with broken glass, abandoned machinery, and the faint outline of tire tracks. No cameras blinked in the gloom, no voices called to drive me back, just the rustle of leaves in the breeze and the distant hoot of an owl, my freedom a fragile thread that trembled in my grasp. I stumbled forward, my shoes slipping on gravel, the adrenaline fueling me, the thought of Chloe, my lost love, a spark that kept me moving, her face a ghost in my mind, the captor's ledger of my wealth a chain I'd left behind. Its pages a memory of betrayal, the lot open to a cracked highway, the asphalt stretching into the darkness, its edges worn by time, my lungs burning with each gasp. My legs threatening to give out as I waved down a passing truck, its headlights blinding, the driver a burly man with a gruff nod and a weathered cap. "Need a lift," he grunted, his voice rough, and I climbed in, the cab smelling of diesel, leather, and a hint of tobacco, my body collapsing into the seat. The engine's rumble a lifeline that vibrated through my bones. We drove through the night. The radio crackling with static, the landscape shifting from industrial ruin to rolling hills dotted with pines, my mind replaying the basement, the masks, the offer. Had I escaped? Or was this part of their plan, a chase I couldn't outrun? After a day, the truck dropped me in another state, a small town with flickering streetlights casting long shadows, and I shaved my beard in a gas station bathroom, the razor scraping my skin. The mirror reflecting a stranger with hollow eyes and a scarred face. I ditched my phone, its battery dead and casing cracked, and sold my watch to a pawn shop with a neon sign buzzing faintly, the cash a meager stack of crumpled bills. My identity shedding like old skin, the weight of my former life slipping away. The road stretched ahead, my $50 million gone, my crypto crown shattered into fragments, but survival drove me, the memory of the ajar door a question that haunted me, accident or bait, a slip or a calculated move. I moved from town to town, the weight of distrust growing with each stranger's glance, the open road a mirror to my fractured soul, the horizon a blur of uncertainty. Wondering if the cult still hunted me, their silence a threat that lingered. In the wind, the nights grew colder, the stars a distant audience, my thoughts a tangle of escape and loss, the power station's towers a fading image. My freedom a prize I clutched with trembling hands. The silence settled like a shroud after my escape, my life as Mark Shreyder, the crypto king once crowned in New York's neon glow, unraveling into threads of memory that fluttered in the wind as I stood on a windswept road. The small towns, flickering streetlights casting long shadows that stretched into the night, my $50 million empire a ghost lost to the masked captor's insatiable greed. My face, freshly shaven in that gas station mirror under harsh fluorescent light, felt alien, the scars from my basement ordeal still raw and tender to the touch. My hands trembling with the meager cash from the pawned watch, its scratched face, a relic of my past, the open highway stretching ahead like a lifeline to nowhere, its asphalt cracked and worn. The trucker's gruff farewell echoed in my ears, the diesel fumes fading into the dusk, my body aching from the jolting ride, the power station's skeletal towers a fading image etched in my mind. The ajar door a question that gnawed at me, accident or bait, a slip of fate or a calculated move by hands I couldn't trust, their intent a shadow I couldn't shake. The night air carried a chill that bit at my skin, the stars overhead a distant audience twinkling in the vastness, my thoughts a tangle of escape, loss, and the haunting possibility that the cult still hunted me, their silence a threat that lingered like a shadow, a predator waiting in the wings. I drifted from town to town, a nomad with no roots, the open road a mirror to my fractured soul, the horizon a blur of uncertainty that mirrored my future, the landscape shifting from dusty plains to rolling hills. I avoided cities, their neon lights a painful reminder of New York's betrayal, the skyscrapers a symbol of a life stolen, settling in a remote cabin in the Montana wilds, its logs weathered by decades of storms, the windows cracked like my spirit, the porch sagging under my weight with every step. The forest became my refuge, the rustle of pines my lullaby, the scent of sap and wood smoke filling the air with earthy warmth. My days spent chopping wood with blistered hands. The axes thud a rhythm of survival that echoed through the trees, my nights writing by candlelight, the flame casting shadows on pages filled with memories of Chloe, the cult, the loss, each word a catharsis. My crypto accounts vanished, my YouTube channel king of alts wiped clean, its vibrant comments silenced, my wallets emptied, the blockade a silent witness to my fall. The $80,000 days a dream shattered by transparency's cruel cost. The digital ledger, a tombstone to my reign. Rumors swirled in the crypto world, whispers carried on forums and dark pools like wildfire, some saying I'd fled to Colombia, picturing me in a hammock under palm trees, others imagining me on an Asian island with a new identity. The furry traded for a fishing boat. A few bold souls claimed I traded again, a phantom under a different name, my skills too sharp to fade. Their theories fueled by cryptic blockchain traces, but I stayed silent. The cabin's creaks my only company, the isolation a shield against the past, the wind whistling through the cracks. I learned to cook over a fire, the smoke curling into the trees. The taste of roasted game, a stark contrast to Manhattan steaks served on silver platters. My hands steadying with each chop, my heart finding a rhythm in solitude, the crackle of flames a melody that soothed my scars, the embers glowing like distant memories. Yet distrust grew, every stranger's glance a potential threat, the cult's ledger of my wealth a memory that fueled my paranoia, the open road a constant reminder of my vulnerability. The sound of a car engine in the distance, a jolt of fear. One evening, the Montana sunset painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, the cold biting my face as I sat on the porch, the firewood pile towering like a fortress. My journal open with questions spilling like ink across the rough paper. Was Chloe part of it? Her love a lure crafted with precision, or a pawn in their game? Her daisy a planted token of deceit that fooled me completely? I replayed her laughter echoing in our loft, her touch warm against my skin, searching for a crack in the facade, a hint of truth beneath the cult's mask, my pen pausing as the wind carried my doubts away, the leaves rustling like whispers. The cult's trap haunted me, their offer a scar etched deep in my soul, but a part of me clung to hope, a desperate hope that she'd felt something, a prisoner forced to play her role. Her eyes hiding tears I'd missed, or was I deluding myself again? My heart a fool for love in a world of shadows. The journal's pages curled at the edges, the candle flickering with each breath, my future a canvas of solitude or redemption, the flame a silent witness to my turmoil. Weeks turned to months, the snow blanketing the cabin in a soft shroud, the silence deepening with each flake that tapped against the roof, my beard regrowing into a thick shield against the world, its weight a comfort. I recorded a final message, my voice hoarse from disuse. I was stupid. I thought transparency was strength, but in crypto, where anonymity is armor, I exposed myself and nearly paid with my life. The words a confession to the empty room, the tape sitting and mailed on the table, a warning to no one, my lessons etched in solitude. The advice flowed: don't flaunt your portfolio, don't boast your gains, never show where you hold your wealth, each line a hard-earned truth. Crypto offered freedom, a wild west of opportunity where fortunes rose and fell, but its shadows hid predators, and for one phrase, one slip on a live stream, they could take it all, stripping you bare. The forest whispered with the rustle of leaves, the stars glowed above the treetops. And I sat with my choice to vanish forever into this wilderness or risk a new dawn, the silence my only ally, the past a ghost in the wind, my pen poised over a blank page, the future unwritten.